Today is Wednesday, December 8th, 2010. I'm visiting with Mr. Franklin Karal at his home in Fairfax, Iowa. Mr. Karal was in the United States Marines during World War II. This history is being taken on behalf of the Veterans History Project of the Library of Congress. My name is William Ponarelli. I'm a docent at the Hoover Presidential Library. There's no one else present in the room. Mr. Karal, to start, please tell us where and when you were born.
Well, I was born in September 30th of 1920. I was, back then, well, and I guess the folks never had a car or anything, and I guess they took Mother to the Milwaukee Railroad down here in Fairfax, what used to be, and she went into her sister Mary James, and that's where I was born on 17th Avenue and 3rd Street, Cedar Rapids.
So you were born in your aunt's home?
Yeah, and that was because I don't know why. So, but anyway, my mother always said that I was a beautiful, blue-eyed baby boy. And of course, my theory is that, you know, if your mother carries you for 9 months and everything, well, then they can say most anything they want. But that's my childhood.
Your dad was a farmer?
Yeah, we were always farmers. We were about 2 miles or 3 miles south of Fairfax on the farm when I was born. But I mean, that's where I was taken to Cedar Rapids. I don't know whether they had a doctor in Fairfax or not at that time. But anyway, I guess they took her down on a horse and wagon down to the depot. And
How many brothers and sisters did you have?
I have 2 brothers and 1 sister. They're all younger than I. Yeah, they're all deceased now.
That's sad.
So other than that,
Anyone else in the military besides you?
yeah, my brother Stan, he was with Patton, and after he got out of the service line, I think he had some mental problems because he's in the hospitals an awful lot for many, 5 or 10 years. And then he finally found him dead down in Arizona. You know, I guess he was walking along a creek or something, and he fell in the creek and drowned.
That's sad.
And then my brother John was a priest, and then my sister, well, and she was a nun for a while, but she only for about 10 years, and then she got out of that.
Okay.
And she, I guess, died in Florida.
Did you all go to school here in Fairfax?
All at St. Patrick's, yeah. And that's what only had 2 or 3 or 4, you know, in a grade. And
Was it a one-room schoolhouse or?
no, at St. Patrick's here, well, and it was a pretty good size. Well, not a pretty good size, but it was all 4 grades. And all the whole school was there, you know.
Uh-huh.
And
Okay.
oh, I don't know. When I was, well, my dad in we moved from a farm way down about 3 miles or 4 miles further south of Fairfax, and that's when I was about 5 years old, and I went to the country school there. And my first Christmas at school when in the fall, well, then my dad had a young man that helped pick the corn and stuff, and of course, he stayed with us and everything for that till around Christmas. And anyway, I was I guess there was no primary at that time, but I was in first grade, and come this Christmas thing, well, they had a little gathering at the school, and I was supposed to memorize a little ditty, and I don't know what my mother wanted me to say, to the thing, but the hired man, he says, you want to say this? So I did, and the thing was, I wish I was a little fish frozen in the ice, and when the girls skate by, oh, wouldn't that be nice? And then when we moved back toward the Fairfax, the 3 miles, another farm, well, then I started to the Catholic school down there. I don't remember even what grade I was in at that time. I think only 2nd or 3rd. But anyway, during the Depression in it was 28 or 29, well, then Dad bought a carload of cattle, and we were going to feed them out, which they did at that time. I don't know how many in there, 30, 40 head, I suppose. And had it through 29 and that, and he went broke because the money he borrowed for the cattle, and we fed him for, I don't know, all his year and a half, and we didn't get enough money to even pay off the loan, so he went broke, and so we had to move off the farm, and we moved into Fairfax town, and the house that we rented was $6 a month. And
Did your dad find work?
he worked with a farm about 2 miles west of Fairfax, Davis's. He got $25 a month for that. Crank up the old Model T. Of course, at that time they didn't have antifreeze or anything in your cars. And he, put cardboard in front of the radiator, and then you'd warm up the car and then pour water in it in the wintertime, I'm talking. And then when he got there, he had to drain the thing and do the same thing coming back.
Wow. And so you went from running a farm to being a farmhand?
Well, yeah, for that 1 year.
Okay.
For almost a year.
Yeah.
It was. We moved, it was a year, because we moved off, I think in 1931, I'm not sure. And then in 32, when he rented a farm. It was 52 acres from the Murphy place, and then that same year, when he rented a 40 acres down from the Berry farm, and he bought a cultivator for $25 for me, a riding cultivator for 1 row, and I was the hired man from then on through my life, through all my high school years. Of course, Dad didn't have any money to pay anybody or anything,